We're going to continue with informational reports this week, but instead of doing a one-page report, we're going to make an entire book on an animal. I'm going to show you around the Point Defiance Zoo and Aquarium webpage today. And remember, you can go back and check that out with the help of a parent also. But remember, always ask permission first. So let's go ahead and take a look at the Point Defiance Zoo website. And then we'll take a look how to complete this awesome book. Yeah! Let's travel now to the Point Defiance Zoo. And if you go to pdza.org, it takes you to the Point Defiance Zoo, and they have so many wonderful things as well. If you go up here to the top of your page and you click on animals, it'll show you all the different animals at the Point Defiance Zoo. Let's just click on animals here. See where that takes us. Look, it's a polar bear. So here you can click on the different exhibits. So they have the Pacific Seas Aquarium, South Pacific Aquarium, Asian Forest Sanctuary, the Kids Zone, the Arctic Tundra, the Rocky Shores, the Red Wolf Woods, Wild Wonders, and the little birds. Let's click on the Rocky Shores. What is in the Rocky Shores? Let's take a look-see, shall we? Oh, it's a sea otter! So cute. But also, just like with the San Diego Zoo, you can click on animals and get information about them. Let's click on the sea otter. So I've clicked on sea otter. Oh, look at that picture. So now it's going to give me a little bit of information about sea otters here. It tells me about its habitat, gives me some facts about the animals. And, oh, look at these are the individual otters they have there at the zoo. So this would be it tells about what they eat, some of their behaviors. This is so cool, guys. So this would be definitely a good source for doing a informational report on animals as well. And like I said, there's lots of different, oh goodness, thanks Audie. There's lots of different animals you can click on in the different areas in the zoo. They're kind of organized that way. Let's look at the red wolves. Ooh, look. Oh my goodness. Look, there's information about the red wolves and pictures of them and information about their behaviors, how to protect them. Lots of good stuff here, guys. All right, so this is another great site for you to check out with the help of an adult. Remember, we always wait for parents to help us investigate things on the internet just to stay safe. I have brought us back to the sea otter exhibit at the Point Defiance Zoo, and I thought we could read a little bit about otters because I love otters. Otters love to play, and they are extremely dexterous. They can use their paws to open clam shells and explore objects. Some can even stack cups. What? Sea otters live in rocky coastal areas in shallow waters off Alaska, the Aleutian and Commander Islands, Vancouver Island, Washington, and California. Find our otters at the Rocky Shores exhibit. Every day at 3 o'clock, if you go to the Point Defiance Zoo, you can see the keepers in with the otters and learn a bit about them. Looks like they have 3 otters. Let's learn a little bit about them. Eating. Sea otters eat all kinds of seafood, but by eating sea urchins, they are vital to protecting kelp forests that would otherwise be consumed by the urchins. Their main predators are sharks, orcas, eagles, coyotes, and humans. After 6 months, the mommies give birth to a pup, and they have a pup every other year. They will care for the pup for 6 to 9 months, and they wrap it up in kelp to keep it from drifting away. Sea otters are very social. They live in groups of up to 100 called rafts, in which males and females mostly live separately. Otters spend their day resting, searching for food, grooming their fur to keep it waterproof. It is the densest fur of any mammal, with up to 1 million hairs per square inch. They are so furry. Protecting otters. Sea otters are endangered, having been hunted nearly to extinction for their thick fur. Now protected, they are still at great risk from oil spills and parasites that reach the ocean via storm drains. Protect all sea animals by supporting clean energy, choosing sustainable seafoods, and reducing the amount of plastic you use. Now for the fun part, kids. We are going to take a look at this informational book and see how to complete it. Our book has 7 pages. You have your front cover, your table of contents, and then you're going to do 1 fact, 2 fact, 3 fact, 4 fact, and 5 fact. So you're going to do 5 different facts on here. First, we need to decide what we're going to write about. Well, guess what Miss Danton's going to write about? You're right, sea otters. I'm going to put a capital S E A C, finger space, capital O T T E R S. All about sea otters. Down here it says written and illustrated by, well, that's where I put my name. Miss Stanton. What do you think might go in this square, friends? Yes, you're going to make a picture of a sea otter place here. I'm going to go ahead and complete that. Now that we've completed our front cover, we can turn the page. And this says table of contents. And we know that in nonfiction texts, you can find a table of contents to learn about what you can read about in a story. So we're going to decide what we want to write about in our book. I think for page 1, I'm going to write about food. What sea otters eat. Page 2, I'm going to write about their fur. Page 3, I want to write about their babies, their pups. Up. And you know what Miss Stanton needs to do? I need to go back and make these capital. They need to be capital because those are our titles there. And next, I want to write about how some of their behavior. So we learned that they stay in rafts, right? So I'm going to write raft. And the last one, for our last page, I want to write about some of the challenges sea otters are facing. And we learned a new word. It's called endangered. Endangered. Oh, pickles. And I'm going to put an exclamation point because I want to emphasize that. All right. After we've decided what we're going to write about, we can begin writing about each fact. So I said for our first one here, our first page, this is page 1. See down here? Page 1. Oh, let me push it up a little bit. Page 1, it says down here, I'm going to write about what the sea otters eat. Next, I want to write about their fur. For page 3, I want to write about their babies, their pups. For page 4, I want to write about some of their behaviors. So I'm going to write about sea otter rafts. And then the last one, I want to write about how sea otters are endangered. That will be my last page. Now that I've finished my informational book, I'm ready to share it. All about sea otters. Written and illustrated by Ms. Stanton. Table of contents. Page 1, food. Page 2, fur. Page 3, pups. Page 4, rafts. Page 5, endangered. Sea otters eat sea urchin. This helps protect kelp. And I labeled it up here, sea urchin. Sea otters have thick fur. They are mammals. And I have it labeled here, fur. Sea otter babies are called pups. And I drew a little sea otter baby here, a little pup. And he's wrapped in kelp. And I have it labeled kelp. Sea otters live in groups called rafts. And I have it labeled here. I have 3 otters together and I have it labeled raft. Sea otters are endangered. We can help protect them. And I drew a little picture of myself here outside and I'm holding a sign that says, Save Otters! I hope you enjoyed making this informational book with me today. We can't wait to see what you design on your own. Feel free to share it with your teacher. We would love to see your animal informational reports. Happy researching! Have fun, kids.